Wow. So here we are. It is Saturday, it's noon, and what times are we living in? So this class is born out of love, out of just a desire to serve and a desire to share what I know, what I have access to, and what I've been doing with people one-on-one. And now the times just call for all of us to share in whatever way possible, and how amazing that we have technology to be able to share things like this. And so this is an hour-long class, and I usually have given this presentation at like lunch and learns at senior centers. Whenever I'm wanting to introduce Heartmath, which is the coaching training that I've been involved with since 2016, it's transformed my life. Honestly, like it's something. If you're curious about Heartmath as an institute, it's a research institute out of Boulder Creek, California, and they are just such a leading institute that studies heart-brain connection, studies the intelligence of the heart, and how just that, there's so much information that we didn't know about and that we don't utilize in the heart. And then also just the immense power that has in affecting our physiology, like ourselves, our body, but also the effect that we have in our energetic field around us, and how the way we feel affects the outer world, like the outer field. So they have research going all the way to measuring large amounts of people dealing with stress like we are right now, and also having intentions such as mass meditations, and how that affects the global, and there are positive effects that happen when each one of us individually each one of us individually consciously creates an energetic field inside of us that is what they call coherent, what we call coherent. What is it? It's when we're joyful, it's when we're hopeful, it's when we're loving, all the positive feelings, so today I want to give you this presentation on stress management, and something that I'd like you to consider as you're going to be watching this live, or maybe watching the recording. I want you to know that you can create a plan for yourself, something that you can actively do every day now that we are trying to gain some normal under these circumstances. So have something to write with, and so you can create your customized plan on managing your own stress, and then and you'll have awareness. These concepts they're basic, and depending on our level of understanding, I think that anyway, this is universal. It applies to everybody. If we have a human heart, if we have emotions, this is something that I feel everybody must know, and it should come intuitively, and it should come really as we are making decisions in everyday life. So that's one thing that I want you to know, that is my hope, that you learn, you take away something tangible that you can apply right now. So let me see, I have some notes. It's also something natural. And, I know that we may have a tendency to go to manage our stress in our own ways, and they might not be the most healthy ways, like just, numb it out, or just, we find our own soothing ways. And this is something that is conscious, that is natural, and that if we practice it, when in a plan, it can become automatic. it could become just your new habit. And that's my hope, that we can integrate this into our daily practice, this awareness of like, okay, this, when I'm feeling this way, I can catch myself, and instead of going downward spirals or just going into this funk, or just going into anxiety, going into frustration, doing things that I later regret with my loved ones, saying things that I shouldn't have said, or again, like, you know, drinking all that wine that I shouldn't have drunk, but I just can't handle the stress anymore, or, you know, or all those things that we might tend to do because we don't have another way to deal with our emotions. So this is an alternative that I offer to you. Okay, so let's just start with, I also would love your participation. So if you know, like, let's make it interactive so that you feel like this is something that you can do. And I'll be asking you directly, like, okay, what is it that you're feeling right now? And I like to start with that. How is it that you're feeling right now? Today, this morning, you woke up, it's Saturday morning. We realize we are in quarantine. We can't go out. How's the feeling? I love that, Silvia. What is this feeling? Cool. Yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna start writing down. Oh, and you can write this down also in your notebook somewhere. Just make a big cross like this, a bit like a cross. I want 4 quadrants. Thank you, Mariela. I love listening. I love that you're here. Hola, Armando. Armando, so how are you feeling today? So this is just we're going to work on this for a good while. A little frustrated. Thank you for your honesty, Sylvie. So frustration, we're going to put on the upper left quadrant. Frustration. That's I think that's everybody can relate to that. Feeling frustrated. Myself, I would say yesterday. I'd like to. Okay, I mean I can go for about today, but today I've had a great day. I want to add some of the negative ones. I want to go out for and not cook today. Yeah, and you can do that. So that they're coming to the realization that we want to do something, and then it's like, oh no, I couldn't. So this morning I wanted to go get my green juice at this one place, and it was closed. So I had to drive around a little bit and go find one. I finally found it. So, but okay, so unease. For me, there was a bit of unease this morning, which is not much of a big of a deal, but it was just, things weren't as smooth. So unease, I'm going to put down on the lower left quadrant, unease. Now, yesterday I can tell you it was a rough day, and I was feeling a lot of mixed feelings, because just things kind of tend to pile Friday, and just having this conflict with my daughter, their dad, the use of the phones, and who's going to use the phone, and how are we going to communicate. And so there was a lot of tension, and it had built up a lot. So tension, I'm going to say my tension was up on the left, because it got pretty high. So there was tension. Mariela, to people close to you without hurting them. How to avoid negative people close to you without hurting them. I think that the best way, Mariela, I would say, is we only have control of ourselves on what how we are reacting to, or what is our, I like to call it our inner weather. And what is very cool to have this awareness is that we affect others in the way we are inside. So to avoid negative people, I mean, without without hurting them. We're not responsible for other people's feelings, but we can keep them in our send them love. We can send them, we can really, it comes down to just having compassion. If people are feeling negatively, we can't be judges of what other people are feeling. So we can only control ourselves and know that by ourselves holding a space of love, compassion, understanding for whatever's happening to them, we're doing a great service. A bit of apathy. Oh man, that's a good one, because apathy, we think we're not doing anything. We think that doesn't have an effect, and that is probably one of the scariest, or the most dangerous, I would say. And that this lower quadrant, and this will all make sense. I'd like to fill it all up, so that we can really just gain that more vivid awareness. Like, okay, this is what I'm feeling, and this is what it's doing to myself. Apathy. So that feeling of just kind of like, I don't want to do anything, I just don't, like, what's the use of me even doing anything if the whole world is falling apart and nobody's doing, and so I would, without going into details, just let's, if we can keep going on the feelings, how about some positive feelings? How about anything good, like, and it doesn't have to be about today. It could be something about just a memory, something that caused you to feel a positive, whatever you label as positive. And just to kind of give you some ideas, is like, what made you, maybe something that made you feel excited, encouraged, just to have appreciation. Maybe we showering, getting ready to go. Yeah, that feels so alive. You've enlivened. So appreciation. I would say when you're getting ready and just kind of just doing that self-care. What feeling would you say to that? I'm feeling refreshed, maybe. So we can put that in the upper. It's not. I think lower, and you'll see why upper, lower. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in the lower right, refreshed. There are so many other emotions. Here, I'm gonna turn this a little bit. Grateful. Grateful is a very so all these emotions, as I'll describe more and more, they all have a frequency. They all have there's signals. So being grateful is one it's a positive, and it's also a very high vibration. So I will see. Let's see what else is it going. And if you could think about more emotions there. Gratitude could be either one. Here, gratitude. I was really excited myself about doing this class personally. I really gained this sense of just like, oh my goodness, what a great opportunity for me to be able to share this right now, and to have people be possibly, open to this right now, because we're all in this, we're all sharing what's going on, and realizing that I have all the tools I have. So like all these years of studying this and knowing this, so I felt a lot of excitement, and so excitement, I'm going to put it on the upper right. Excitement. And also I just remembered another, and if you could think about more emotions that you're feeling, negative or positive, please, so we can so we can just fill this up and it could really make sense. So so yesterday morning I met with one of my clients over the phone, and we had a breakthrough, and just, you know, like for me, the feeling was this extreme joy to be able to watch somebody, witness somebody have you know, just this aha of something so you know, it's so ingrained, so joy, like this inner joy for me. So that I'm going to put that up here on the upper right hand side. What other emotions? I'm very passionate about sharing this. So passion is on the again, the higher right. So passion. Okay, back to the negative feelings. What other negative feelings that I see a lot of people just fear? And that's a huge one. That's the biggest one. Being fearful. Fear right here. Fear. Satisfaction. The feeling of satisfaction. It's like one of the best feelings, right? Satisfaction. I would put satisfaction. Again, these may vary, and you'll see why. But I'm gonna put it on the lower right. Satisfaction. Okay, so as you'll see that all the negative feelings here are on this side of the grid, and the positive feelings are on this side. And I hope that you're taking notes, and if you know, like, and just making a note of as you're planning your quarantine time, and maybe implementing the tools that I'm going to be sharing here. Making an inventory of our feelings is going to be a really great practice about just, it's kind of like your energy accounting. You're accounting for the energy, the emotional energy that you are spending every day on which side. Where is it? Where is your energy going? We all have a certain amount of energy in a day. Some of us have reserves in our energy system. Some of us, our energy has gone so down, so depleted that a pandemic is going to put us down, usually in a lower left side of this grid. Okay, so let's get to the point. What is your heart doing when you're feeling frustrated? What is your heart doing when you're feeling fear? How does it feel when we feel tension in the body? What is our heart doing? And just kind of like put your hand on your heart and like just remember a time when you felt this way. It is probably pumping up really rapidly, and your and your whole nervous system is activated. When we're feeling scared about something, when we first get the news, or we were watching the news about how many more deaths there are, and that it's in our county, and it's in our region, and it's in the building, what is your heart doing? So part of this self-awareness is rising. Yeah, your how fast it's pumping, or it's going, is an indicator of there's something going on inside of me. When we're apathetic, this is basically, if we could just draw this big line of the heartbeat is beating in a very, there's no rhythm. It's a rhythmic pattern, non-rhythmic pattern. If we can look at it inside with a biofeedback mechanism, which I have right here, and I want to demonstrate that like live to you so you can see. we can, take a look and see that the feedback that my heart is given like the outside circumstance of receiving a news or just feeling these feelings, there's something going on in my body. Even when we're apathetic and we think there's not a lot going on, there is we're always, our body is so wise and it's always working. So everything counts, every emotion counts. Our heart is the one that gives us that immediate feedback of what it is that is going on. When we're on this side of the grid and we're feeling passionate, joyful, excited, I know it might be hard to feel that in these days, but it actually is possible to find. So this is part of the writing down on your journal. What things create in me the feelings of feeling excited about something? Maybe just creating a plan gives you a little bit of hope. That is a good thing. Maybe just taking that nice shower gives you that feeling of ease, of feeling refreshed. That counts. Maybe putting on your very cozy slippers as you're working from home and feeling the fuzziness of your slippers that are so clean. I know these things you think, wow, that doesn't make sense. What is that gonna do? Everything counts. Every feeling that we are adding to are gonna take away or gonna add. So I just want us to be mindful that every little thing that we do is counting. If we're looking at this as an energy accounting, about the time, the energy, the amount of energy that I have in my day, and what am I doing with that energy? Am I giving it away by depleting, by having a reaction to something? And I know I'm a human being and I can react, but what am I doing to deposit over here? So what am I doing to fill up my tank with the little things and the other, again, what brings you joy? What brings you satisfaction? You can be, it doesn't matter where you are. Just brainstorm here right now and write it down. What are other things can you be adding to your routine that will add that little bit of satisfaction? It will shift your heartbeat into something that would look more like this. Actually, I could do it in a different color. So this is what our heartbeat would be doing every time we are feeling positive emotions. Our heart is going in a rhythmic pattern. It's not erratic. The erratic is it's when we're feeling these feelings. If we imagine ourselves as a car with a tank of gas, these emotions are going to expel so much gas that we're going to lower our tank, and then we have still another 8 hours to go in the day, and there's more things bombarding us over and over. How much energy will you have to take you to the rest of the day? So just to keep moving on, there's so much that I want to share, but so if we can just make this very important distinction. Okay, the other very, very important thing is that we're here, right here, we're producing cortisol. So there's about 1,200 chemical reactions that happen in the body when we're feeling these emotions. A lot of things are going on in our body. We're releasing hormones that are going to, that don't have a positive effect. So cortisol is one of the, and let me just kind of give you a little bit more of information on this. So cortisol is something that we are self-producing, and it is one of the leaders in all the the diseases that happen. They're stress related, and cortisol has always been identified as one of the ones that is giving that provoke these, or the starters of different diseases. There are 6 leading causes of death, and that is heart disease, cancer, lung ailments, accidents, cirrhosis, and suicide. They all stem from stress. So learning about stress and what it's doing to our body is I think one of the most responsible things for us to do to take care of ourselves. And if we in this, well, right now, I mean, we know how important it is to take care of our immune system, and we might not be aware that all these emotions are contributing to the either strengthening our immune system or weakening our immune system. Cortisol is not going to contribute to the wellness of our immune system. What is going to contribute to our immune system is something called DHEA, and it's a very long name. I can't pronounce it myself, but it's DHEA. That it's also known as the vitality hormone, or it's like the fountain of youth. And those we self-produce them. Our bodies are so they're like such a wondrous machine. We self-produce DHEA every time we're feeling positive emotions. And like I told you, everything counts. So when you're dealing with this on a day-to-day basis, where your emotions are, what are you producing inside? So DHEA here, and self-making this chemical in the body is going to be like our saving grace, and I believe so. And at least in the strengthening of the immune system, and again, like every little thing that we are doing counts. The other very important thing is that when our heartbeat is beating in this rhythmic pattern, and we are in sync, we are in a coherent state. Coherent means heart and brain are working together. So when heart and brain are in sync, I mean, if you imagine yourself feeling joyful, what does joyful feel like? Whew, like I can do anything. Like, man, like I just feel good in my body. Or maybe, standing up straight. They're like, I'm just feeling very confident, very good. That means that my body's working the way it was built to be. So our heart is sending more information to the brain than the brain to the heart. So I'll just say that again because it's so crucial. The heart sends more information to the brain than the brain to the heart. So why is that so important? Because when we are in the good feeling states, we're able to think clearly. We're able to come up with solutions. We're able to problem solve. It's like we have clarity in the mind. When we're trying to operate from the mind alone, and we're feeling stuck and stressed. But by the way, we can't feel joyful and positive and satisfied and have lucidity and imagination. And I'll take that back. We can't be frustrated or apathetic and be inspired at the same time. Our physiology doesn't do that. Our physiology impedes that, because if I'm frustrated, if I am fearful, I don't have time to to imagine any, like, I don't have time to be inspired because I need to protect myself. So our physiology, our body does that. It shuts down the thinking, the brain that gives us the solutions to things. It just goes into fight or flight mode. Either we fight or freeze. But when over here we're excited and joyful, that's when we can come up with all the great ideas about what we're gonna do next. Where are we going from here, guys? What, okay, when I'm feeling, just at ease, then I can say, okay, well, maybe, this circumstance isn't as bad as I thought it was, right? Like, maybe there is a lot of things that I can actually do get done during this time. Maybe I can propose this at work and get some, some changes that are going to be more sustainable and going to be more beneficial and be less stressful for all of us. We can only we can only be proactive about our life in a way that is energy efficient, that is sustainable, that is not coming out of fear when we're not feeling fearful. When we're feeling fearful and we're trying to come up with solutions, not the best solutions come out of these emotions. And we've known that, it's proven, so and again, all we need to know is that when I'm over here, I'm producing positive hormones that are going to, reinforce my immune system. Then that's all I need to know. That is, one of the most important things for me to know, is that, like, I want to stay healthy. I want to contribute, and I also, we want to all live the best versions of our lives right now under any circumstance. The other very important point that I want to make is that our heart rate variability, meaning just what it looks like inside, is also the strongest indicator of mortality. So our heart rate variability, so the way our heart normally beats, is the strongest indicator of mortality. Meaning, if we're somebody that is usually a person that is known to always be stressed out and be a stress case, and or when you see somebody go into office, for example, like a president, like a new president, you see him, he looks probably, great, and 4 years later he has aged. We can imagine these scenarios, right? Or when somebody just doesn't look their age, they look older. That and you probably would think, wow, that person, what happened to you? Did you get divorced? What did you get ill? So the heart rate of that person, if you think of somebody in office, the stress level of being in office is going to age you. We age. Stress ages us. And when I learned this was one of my biggest motivators. I'm like, I don't want to age. I want to stay young forever, right? Anyway, I think differently now because I just, it's a self-care thing, and it's a self-love thing, and it's just, I think the smartest way to operate is to really always be in self-care and to be aware of our body and to take care of it. And I don't want to be stressed out all the time, but stress is going to age us, and all the positive feelings are going to give us vitality. We know this. So if we know that so there's something about the heartbeat, something huge, and this has not been, just kind of widely as shared as I think it is important. Heartmath has done an amazing job of just putting this in everywhere, like in hospitals and in law enforcement. Every person or profession that has a very high level of stress, to have this awareness that that we, in order to operate as our to our optimal potential, we must learn to manage our stress and to count, to reduce the effects that stress have in the body, so that we can be able to respond in times of stress. So so taking care of our heart also, our heart just really gives us access to not only just all our thinking capacities. There's also something that is intuition, that is just being able to, in the moment, come up with what is the best thing to come up with next. Just access to higher dimensional, understanding. And we know the heart is probably the, one of the most important, if not the most important organ in the body. But there is so much and so little that we know about it. And so being able to regulate our hearts, especially right now, and seek from within the answers in our heart is going to be, I think, going forward, something that we're all in need to create more and more awareness about. Okay, so I want to give you a tool, something that you can do, and just to recap right now what we've covered so far. Stress, negative emotions, if we look at this as our energy accounting in the day, have your piece of paper in the day with the cross in the middle. What is my accounting for today? At the end of the day, you can do it, or as the day is progressing. I'm feeling, most of the time I'm feeling up here, or most of the time I'm feeling over here, or and so if you have that, like, in your day, what are you going to do? Write down things that you can do to add to your positive feelings. Just do a list of maybe just all the things that are going to habits that you are going to make yourself, that are going to produce for you positive emotions. What is going to give you joy? What is going to give you just gratitude? What is going to give you a sense of satisfaction? Is it going to, there's so many things. Counterbalance your energy accounting. Counterbalance, more than ever, we need to focus here. And we can do it in our house. We can do, everything counts. And just so make that list of your daily habits. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes. And okay, so let's do that actually. As you write down other things that you're going to do that are going to just put a penny into your energy accounting, put $1, put $100 if we're thinking about emotions in terms of money. Every little thing is going to count. Every little emotion that you add into your positive emotions is going to give you a chemical response in your body. And all those chemical responses that are going to give you vitality are going to help your immune system be strong. You're going to access your intuition. You're going to access, you're going to be able to be of benefit. Right now, we all need to be of benefit to each other. And we can't be of benefit really in a productive way to each other if we are feeling over here. And we're cortically inhibited. As my coach would say, cortically inhibited is like we're running away from what? From the virus? But, so you get my point. Yes, we can be fearful, but we can manage our concerns in a much more productive way. And we can really only access the most productive and unified way, in a way that's it's gonna be efficient when we're under control. I mean, if we think of ourselves, I think we should all really be thinking of ourselves as that when you're a paramedic, and the paramedic can't get scared or fearful and do what he's supposed to do, because he would be, you know, your body is going to shut down. So if we're all paramedics for each other, what are we going to do? What is the most just a smart thing to do is to keep our composure, is to take care of ourselves, is to renew ourselves so that we can be of service, that we can be of value. We can take care of ourselves, stay well, stay healthy. So it's the most responsible thing to do. And then you can help others, and you can share your talent, share your knowledge, share your ideas, share your inspiration. So we can all, you know, just create the new systems, whatever things need to change. We can have the ability to put that in, to pitch that in. Okay, so yes, we're going to go now to demonstrate in real time our heartbeat, so you can just have this a little bit more of a tangible of what I've been saying about heartbeat and about the importance of the heart rhythm patterns, and I guess you can see it, believe me, what it looks like. Here's a graph, actually, by the way, of what we're going to see. Is this is the incoherent patterns. Incoherent meaning just the heart beating when we're in here, when we're in these modes. And this is what it looks like when we're in all the positive feelings. This is what it should look like. And this facilitates brain function. Here we are inhibiting brain function. So let's go to, oops. So this is Heartmath technology. This goes in my earlobe, but it'll grab my pulse, and I have a few of them. This is just this laptop version. So this is connected to here, to my laptop, and I'm going to be looking into, or you're all going to be looking into my heart right now and what it's going to do. So, and this is the moment where you can just take a note of this technique. It's a short technique that I'll share with you about what you can do and integrate into your daily habits of how to manage your stress, or how to establish your vibration, to establish your mode of operandi during the day. You can also do this when you're feeling like you're going to get stressed, or that you're feeling your body starting to change and shift, and your heartbeat is starting to go fast. But I would highly recommend just this particular technique to do it in the very early morning. It's what I do in the very early morning before everybody gets up in my meditation. And it's a way, kind of like as if you're imagining a boat, and the seas are like, you know, like all over. There's a storm, and you're the boat. Having something like this is kind of like you're anchoring down, being the boat that is in the middle of the storm, that is not going to be tipped over, or, you know, you're going to go down with the storm in the water. So the very early in the morning that you can do it, and if you already have a practice going in the morning, maybe just having this awareness of what is going on inside of your heart might just kind of, you know, give you a more insight or awareness of what you're doing when you're meditating. But if you don't have a practice, I would really recommend that you just, you know, a few minutes of quieting the mind, but focusing your attention in the area around your heart, so that you can create a pattern like this one, like a positive one, like this one. This is what we want to do. We want to create this pattern. So, and then just have the intention to sustain that pattern throughout the day. So that's one of the recommendations of when you can apply it. You can again apply it when you feel like you're gonna get, you're stressing out a little bit and you just want to calm yourself down. So here we go. So this again is on my earlobe. It's gonna pick up my heartbeat, my pulse, and then we're gonna do a technique together, and I'll just guide us. And so here we go. Okay, and so you can put your hand on your heart, and just kind of like first start off with like feeling your heartbeat. Just feel your heart beating and see what it's doing. I want to give you a good reading, so I want to not be coherent right now, not have a rhythmic pattern right now. So you see the before and after, hopefully. But there it is. So that's my heartbeat right there, showing up. And there's numbers right here that are showing. It's a green, red, and blue. Red indicates erratic emotions. There's no rhythmic pattern like I was showing you. The red indicates, all just incoherence. So negative emotions, or not focused. We're not really focusing. And our heart rate variability is very complex. If we're looking inside our heart, there's like so many different veins and chambers. So coming up with what the heartbeat is doing is very complex. And so, but this is giving us like this immediate feedback. Okay, so I got a reading right there. So now let's focus our attention in the area around our heart. And just imagine that the breath is coming in through your heart and out through your heart. In through your heart and out through your heart. You can count about 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Five seconds in, 5 seconds out. And as you continue to have all your attention in the area around your heart, just activate a positive or renewing feeling. Such as care, such as compassion, for someone or something in your life. It could be a pet. It could be an image. It could be a memory. could be a smell. And just really milk that feeling. Just recreate that feeling in your body. All right. Okay, so we have something on the scale here, on the graph. So I'll show you. Didn't get as high as I would have liked you to see, but there is something, and you can see it right here in the graph going up this way. So the graph going up means going from not being in the zone. In the zone, we want to be in coherence. And the zone is rhythmic pattern, and the zone means feeling good. You know, so I started off by not really focusing, not really paying attention to my heart. But as we started paying attention to the heart, I asked you to focus your attention in the area around the heart. And what we're doing, it's almost like we're really like deliberately, even though analogies never do justice, but it's almost like we're turning on the motor, our motor. Our motor is the heart, even though, you know, obviously it never stops running until we pass. But when we focus our attention there, it's almost it's more than a muscle. Obviously, it is way more than a muscle, but our awareness is telling it, is asking it, is giving it instruction to expand and contract. So this is part of the self-regulation. And again, like I said, what we want is to self-regulate. What do we want to self-regulate? Our emotions. Where is the feedback of our emotions? In our heartbeat. If our heart is beating too fast and we're stressed, what do we have to do? Catch ourselves, go to the heart, breathe. That, you know, we know this over and over. Say, when you're mad, oh, take a deep breath. Why do we take a deep breath? If this, you know, if you take something from today, I want it to be more than just take a breath. I want it to be like, okay, I am doing this because my heartbeat, when it's going like this, and when I'm not conscious about, when I'm frustrated and I don't even know what the heartbeat is doing, the heartbeat that is arrhythmic, that is out of control, is just, you know, you're frustrated, you're blown up, you're in anger, you're releasing chemicals. It's like this pharmacy that you're just letting out all the cortisol, all the bad, everything that's going to deplete you, everything that's going to put your immune system down. We don't want that. We don't need that. We love each other. I love you. I don't want that to happen. I don't want you to do that. And so as we're feeling ourselves getting there, taking the deep breath, we are taking control. We got the hand on the steering wheel, and we're breathing in because we are giving the instruction to our heartbeat to slow down. And if it's, you know, the breath is the way. The breath will open up the vagal system, all the veins in the body. We're inhaling, exhaling. We're elongating the heartbeat, so it's gradually going from here to up. So we're gradually going from here to here. So if you notice, I'm standing right here. There's nothing for me to be fearful about, and there's nothing for me outside of me to cause me to feel joy. But I did it deliberately, and we can do it deliberately as a practice, like I said. So as I integrate this tool into my daily practice, and I do it in the morning, and I do it for 3. I'm not going to ask you for a lot, but I'm 3, 4, 5, and you can, start extending it as you wish. That it's like you are putting yourself, you are self-regulating yourself, we're training the heart to stay in charge, stay in control. We're really utilizing our machine, our beautiful machine, we're training it to operate in the most optimal way despite the outside circumstance. So what you see here is me regulating my heart to bring it into a place where I'm really connected, where both my heart and brain are in sync. I'm in alignment, and I have everything I need to operate in an optimal way. I want to show you another graph here of how beautiful this looks like when we're okay. That's what I would like to see this just beautiful rhythmic pattern. That's my heartbeat. Boom 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 boom. When I'm joyful, satisfied, happy, that's what it's doing. I'm creating I'm releasing the DHEA that I talked to you about, the vitality hormone. I'm releasing that into my body. And if I look at it, it is as it's just filling up my tank. And when something comes during the day and I turn up on the news and I hear about something else that happened, I have energy reserves in my body. My heartbeat is not going to immediately react and jump into freak out mode or fearful mode. I can manage really the concern from a place where I can be part of the solution. I am part of the solution, and I'm not draining my energy reserves, my energy, and becoming really like, I know this might sound harsh, but I'm not becoming part of the problem. But actually, literally right now, by not being self-responsible and really taking care of our state of being, we actually are not being responsible for everybody. Because if our immune system goes down, if we're producing way more cortisol over here, there is going to be an effect. We're going to be vulnerable to the virus. And so again, going back to your notes, just write down, a few things here. The how you're going to integrate. Okay, if you want to take this tool, which basically all we did was, early morning is when I recommend it, but it's 3 steps just that you have to remember. I focus my attention in the area around my heart. I breathe in through my heart and out through my heart. It's just a little longer, a little slower than usual. So I'm indicating, I am deliberately giving instruction to my heart to create a rhythmic pattern, to create a pattern that's going to just connect. It's like I'm plugging into myself. I'm connecting both of these. I'm really just centering myself and telling myself that I'm good. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to operate fully with my full capacity. And so if you decide to do this practice of it's called quick coherence. Again, these are all been tested, scientifically proven, and it's sort of a protocol, and it's deceivingly easy. But when you try it, I really encourage you to try it sincerely, because we are creating a response in the body. So I focus my attention in the area around my heart. I breathe in slightly deeper and slower than usual. In and out. In and out. And once that feels really good, I activate. I choose to activate a positive emotion. That emotion can be of whatever's easiest to you. Pets are really easy. You bring up your pet into your awareness and you just think about it and you just feel it and you just enjoy that and you just really just savor it. And you can feel your heart changing, or you can feel your heart like, it's gonna feel good. It feels like sunshine. It feels like, make your notes, whatever. So that's one tool. The other thing that you can write down on things that you can proactively do during the quarantine is look at all the things that you can do around your house that are going to give you satisfaction, that are going to give you gratitude, that are going to make you feel refreshed, that are going to make you feel joyful, that are going to make you feel passionate, that are going to make you feel excited, because we want to be filling up our tank. We want to be self-producing DHEA. We want to be filling up our tank with the vitality hormone. And so what is it? What can we do? All ideas, everything counts. Am I going to make just a journal of things to be grateful for? Am I going to make a habit of putting some beautiful scented oil in my shower? Because that makes me feel good and that makes me feel refreshed. And I'm going to do it in the early morning because after I meditate, because that's going to set the tone of my day. Am I going to decide to get my hair ready and my makeup ready? That's just my personal thing, because when I don't, I just kind of tend to go into a little bit of apathy. But if getting myself prepped in the day is gonna make me feel motivated, excited, I'm gonna do it. What else can I do? I can, make some of the habits that cleaning. I know cleaning is so satisfying, so rewarding. Cleaning out the closet, washing your bed. I know, washing the sheets of our bed. Oh, going to bed into this smells so good. It feels so good. Just there is an array of things. Cooking. Yes, all these things about, that we're hearing now, people that didn't cook now are cooking. That is something that's healthy, that's going to make me feel just, good about myself. Singing. I love my sister singing. She's the most amazing singer. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. What else? Playing the guitar, I've been thinking about, but I don't know. There's so many things that I'd like to do. But make a list of all the things that you want, and just have this. It's kind of like a Rolodex, or just a list, kind of like a menu. Your menu of things that you can go to. How am I going to make myself feel good today? Virtual happy hour. I know, Yvette, isn't that fun? We have our virtual happy hour with our friends. Oh, hacer travesuras. Yeah, play with our kids. Make memories with our kids. I bought my girls and I all these board games. And it's really interesting to see my girls playing board games. We never done that. Dancing. You practice our creativity and share it with the world. Exactamente, amigo. Yeah, this is the time that we have to get creative and share it. I really truly believe in that this is the time to just come inward and come out, go within, find the creativity and share it, come out. That's the way I feel actually doing this, because I had never done this before. And that, again, like, that made me so excited. I'm really passionate about sharing this. So what is it? We all have our unique gift, that we that really the world needs, and we need to see that in each other. We need to how exciting is it to see our loved ones sharing their passion, sharing their joy. As a mom, that's what I want. I want to see my girls joyful, doing what they do, doing what they like to do, and dancing for both of them, watching them dance. Oh my God, it's like such a beautiful thing. Watching my older create new dances, new dance moves. How fun. And again, like, what is that doing to her little body? What is that doing to my body? We're generating all these the positive chemicals in the body. We are really, it's like the best defense mechanism against the virus is to self-produce, to be our own pharmacy, to create the hormones that we need, to create the inner connection with ourselves, so that not only we're staying healthy, vital. In another class, maybe right now I don't know, going beyond the hour, but there's so much that I want to just continue to share. I will share this right now because it's really relevant. I think, it's really relevant because we're all interconnected. And this will be the last thing that I'll share, because I could go on and on and on with this. But this is so if you see right there, it's called the toroidal field. But when I told you about how we are emanating information, the way we feel is encoded in the field around us. So when we're feeling all these beautiful emotions, that is going out into the field around us. And so spreading joy, spreading passion, spreading our creativity, sharing our talents is really, I think, one of the best ways that we can contribute to the whole, to the world. Being the best version of ourselves. And I think that when we can come up with ideas about what to do now, how to create change from this state of being, is going to be lasting, sustainable. Really, everyone is going to be the heart. One of the beautiful things of the heart is that it is inclusive. It includes everybody. There is no space for judgment in the heart. And as we, I think, continue to have this practice of awareness that my heart is really my ally, and keeping it healthy, keeping it happy, is going to really just be the one that's going to carry me through this. Right? And yes, I'm going to say it. It's, what is the frequency, the one of the, all the positive ones, but love, what is it that love cannot do, really? And the times are calling for it now, again, to be love, to be peace, and all that comes from in here, from within. So I really hope that this inspires you to create a habit that you take away from today, something that you can implement right now, to know that the way you feel is extremely important, and to self-regulate yourself, like to self-manage the stress, is something for your own good, because we all want to we all want to see each other doing well now, especially right now. Love is the key. I believe so. Yeah, so managing ourselves, knowing that we have really more power than we give ourselves credit for, to be an active agent in change, in positive change, starting with ourselves, and that we're really affecting others, that what we do, our self-care affects the whole. So, okay, well, with that, I leave you. Otherwise, again, I can continue all day long. And hopefully, if there's enough, I really would appreciate your feedback. I really would appreciate the feedback, because I would love to continue doing this, just as my kind of like, my purpose, as part of my purpose, as part of my role into, sharing what I know. And again, that I'm a coach, that you can go to my website if you want to know more. And if you want to dive deeper into this, this is the tip of the iceberg, but this is a very important part of the iceberg, of knowing this. So I wish you all a beautiful weekend. Yeah, I'm so glad that you liked it, James. Yeah, and let me know if you want me to do this again. I'd gladly do this again, and what times work for you. It's just really the best way, I think, that I can, just share again what I know, and be of service to all of us. Okay, have a beautiful weekend. I love you. Bye.